Greetings, weary traveler, come, warm yourself by the fire, and let us regale you with mighty tales, tales of adventure, tales of heroism, tales of Tamriel. I am your host Arkhaniir, and we are back, and we have the founder himself again, Aggelos. How's it going?
Pretty amazing, glad to be here, glad to talk about some Elder Scrolls, and I refuse to clean out my bank. I earned all of that wheat.
Well, we were going to talk about that, but...
Okay, stance affirmed.
Okay. Yeah. So, Lotus, now that the intro is derailed right off the bat, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I will consider deleting some of my bank. But nothing more than that.
I'm not even logging in until the new DLC hits, so I guess I won't be able to clean out my bank, so... We'll see how it all goes, but... well, I was gonna go right into the news with that, that would have been a nice transition, but we gotta give a shout out to all our Patreons and to subscribers because you guys help us keep doing the show, and as Aggelos always says, keep the metaphorical torches lit. Thank you all so very much. Ag, is the list is not updated as far as I can see.
It's still accurate for the month.
Oh, okay, alright then. So yeah, thank you all so very much. Also, chat room, welcome as well to the live part of Tales of Tamriel if you're here. And I was gonna say one more thing, but... right, so, last week there was no show, and that's because I woke up to record the show with a migraine that lasted about 24 to 26 hours. So we skipped the show as well, so apologies. Hopefully we'll make up for it this week with a nice, fun, cozy episode. Right, now we can go into the news.
To be fair, that's a pretty legit reason to not have a show when you're dying.
Yeah, that's... Hopefully I can stop myself from coughing in time this week as well. Which is about to happen. Lotus, why don't you start with the PAX East event for Elder Scrolls Online, and I cough in peace.
Fair enough. Right before I mention the PAX East event, would like to just thank OSwampio for subbing right at the start of the show. So thank you very much. Appreciate that. I was actually chatting with him earlier. And speaking of PAX East, as far as I remember, you'll be coming up to, actually, I get to meet you coming up to Boston. But for those of you who don't know, the PAX East is just an event, like most people know what PAX is at this point, but it's a gaming event, much smaller. Last year was the first year that ZOS and Bethesda proper kind of separated themselves from the show floor. And they rent out an Irish pub next door to it, where they don't charge admission. You don't need a badge to go in. Not sure what the details are this year, but last year, food and drink was actually free. You get free stuff. You get to try elsewhere. Last year, you got to try Somerset. It's happening March 29th and March 30th this year. There is, like I said, there's no admission. There was a VIP sign up, which they might give more details as we get closer. But again, I did not do that. I just showed up with a group of people and they just let us right in. So you kind of just can show up. The devs are there. You get to access Elder Scrolls stuff. And since it's a Bethesda Game Days event, there's other properties if that stuff does anything for you. I don't assume they'll probably do anything with Fallout, but last year they had Quake and Wolfenstein. I feel like there was something else as well. They might have Blades there this year if it's getting close to actual completion. But yeah, the 29th and the 30th of March, if you're going to be in Boston for PAX East, you might as well swing next door. Even if you just go to check it out, you can go in and you can leave when you get a little badge or a wrist thing, and you just get free access to it. It's I enjoyed it last year more than I actually enjoyed PAX East. And I actually paid to go to PAX East, so that was weird.
I mean, I
don't blame you.
Now that you mentioned Elder Scrolls Blades, I am more interested in that than elsewhere, actually. Like, I want to know more about it. I want to see videos of it, or like how it plays. Elsewhere, it's gonna be fun, probably, but I mean, it's another expansion.
I'm very curious what Blades is going to be.
Blades is unknown at the moment, and that excites me. I want to see more.
Very much. The other thing is, it's been delayed, obviously, a few times. Kind of at the 11th hour, literally, with the... No, it's totally coming out in 2018. And then, like, December 30th, they were like, actually, no, it's not. And I was like, wow, you really... But I believe on the iTunes store, it's currently listed as March.
Oh.
Meaning they haven't delayed it again since then, I guess.
So it's just 1 month.
So hypothetically, it should be going into access. Like, I don't know what version of it is. It's probably like a early access thing, because I think that's what they were originally signing up for. But hypothetically, it's a month away, unless they pull a last minute, like, nope, just kidding, delayed again, like the night before or something. But
well, hopefully not.
Hopefully not, I'm hoping not, but I don't know. I'm very interested to see what it is.
I mean, see, I'm starting to have idle time at work that I reinstalled Hearthstone. I would like to, well, because our lead developer also plays Hearthstone, so we are matching each other. Otherwise, I would have played Elder Scrolls Legends. Just putting it out there in case I'm judged, because I felt like...
Tough but fair. Yeah, I was gonna say. Send me a request and we can... I'm not good at it, but we can duel each other.
Yeah, I'm not good at it either. I only have one deck
I'm mediocre.
that is custom made. Everything else is just there.
Yeah, that's my thing. I'm good enough to get through the story content, and that's it. I can't do anything more than that.
What was I going to say?
Part of it is because the meta has changed so much with Hearthstone that unless you are up on the latest expansions, you're going to get crushed.
I've heard that.
See, that's why I play a mage, because I can copy whatever, like, I can copy up to 2 cards that they play, and then I can just keep using Firestorm and Blizzard to clear the deck and hope for the best. I'm that annoying mage, but let's leave Hearthstone because we are an Elder Scrolls podcast.
Well, in terms of Legends, then even because I've been around with that, my problem with Legends is they introduced those really cool tri-colored decks with the Morrowind expansion. My brain can't comprehend that. I had to learn how to play Magic the Gathering just to learn how to play PES Legends. People start throwing 3 cards at me, I'm done. I have no clue what's happening.
I was gonna say, yeah, did Magic the Gathering have tricolor cards? I don't remember. I don't think my deck has any.
A couple of my friends are really into Magic, man. Talk about so much for not derailing. A bunch of my friends are really into Magic, and I'm pretty sure one of them plays with a 5-color deck.
Okay.
Which I was like, how can you keep track of that? He's like, well, you really need... Lands are the things that enough of, so that you can get each of them. I was like, stop. I want to hit you with this. Can I do that, or do you have a way to kill me? It's usually just, no, I can kill you.
Yeah. I mean, I miss Magic the Gathering, but it's just too expensive to get into. It's
One thing you could argue, though, it's actually really funny that you make that comment, because I was reading someone else was making that comment about card games, specifically with Blizzard card games. And I know we just said we're not going to talk about
Hearthstone.
We already derailed all digital card games.
Exactly. I learned from my friends that it's like, look, if you know how to play one, you can fudge your way into all of them.
Right.
You just got to learn how they work and what the quirks are with each.
Right. You mentioned, though, Magic versus Hearthstone or TES Legends. One of the things that Hearthstone does, and I think TES Legends does it as well, they might not yet, is they start invalidating decks later on, where they start taking... Like, Hearthstone removes rare cards. After a certain point, the expansions, you can't use them in ranked play anymore. They actually did a comparison for Magic, and it's actually a lower cost to entry once you build a deck, because your cards are never invalidated versus the digital card games where they phase them out in seasons.
Sure, yeah.
Right.
I thought that was
Oh.
actually kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Because you can, if you had like Generation 1 Magic cards, you can still use them.
Yeah. Yeah. And
some of them are insanely powerful.
Yeah, I was gonna say some of them are insanely powerful, insanely rare, and extremely expensive. There's
right.
Isn't there like a Black Lotus or something like that everybody's all coveted on? I feel like it's some like weird. I don't know. Like
I remember something like that. I don't remember the card.
Yeah, because one of my friends was showing it to me. He was like, "This is worth $10,000." Nope.
I mean, I
sold.
I remember seeing a post on I don't know, I think it was on Reddit, I'm not sure, but apparently one dude just paints his rims, like car tire rims, and he uses Magic the Gathering cards to put out a pattern. And he takes a picture, posts on I don't remember where, and people realize one of the cards in there is actually one of those legendary like $10,000 cards, and half of it is now sprayed in like black paint.
Oh god!
Yeah, it's I don't know if it's legit or just a fake story made up, but if it's legit, that guy is crying at a corner for the last 5 years now, probably.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah. I remember it because he said Black Lotus, and I think that was I don't know, it might have been the card.
It's something like that with a Lotus in it. Just I thought it was funny. It's like, hey, it's my card. They're like, out of my. Oh, never mind. No, nope.
Yeah, good times.
Yeah, so that was totally on topic. How about that Elder Scrolls?
So, well, I mean, it's all card games, and Elder Scrolls Legends is a card game, so they're all Elder Scrolls.
I think eventually the Elder Scrolls Legends will hit a point where what they're going to do is they are going to start essentially doing what Zevikin was saying, that Hearthstone had a wild mode where you can play stuff, where they're going to start invalidating old decks.
Mm-hmm.
Which doesn't necessarily feel good for the consumer, because you spend money to be active that season and then you can't use those. Because I had built a really strong deck in Hearthstone early on, Paladin deck. I loved it. It was a very mid-range control build, and I love this build. And I was getting I was never like a legend rank person. Mm-hmm. It just wasn't me, but I was always pretty high up there, enough that I was getting good returns on cards and stuff like that. It felt good, but they invalidated the entire deck. I couldn't use half of the cards anymore.
That's rough.
When the next expansion came out, so I'm like, it was like the goblins and gnomes expansion or whatever I don't know, but they essentially invalidated everything that I had prior to that, and I had taken all this time to farm legendary cards, and they're like, "Yep, nope, you're done."
See, that's kind of actually in terms of Legends still, since I guess this is going to be our main portion. Get into a Legends talk, which I have had people actually ask me about stuff like that, since we do cover all the Elder Scrolls stuff. Yeah. The one thing, again, I don't have a lot of comparison because I kind of only play Legends. But man, that game... like I say, I'm not that great, so it's not like I just wreck everybody online and win a ton. But between the logins that they have, because they have like the daily login, just like ESO, and then they have your 3 win bonus, and then if you go into like tournament stuff, like be it single player or like you trying to eliminate people or you trying to just kill off bots, and then they also have the storyline stuff. I get everything for free. Like, I don't ever pay for anything. I buy all the expansion chapters for free just from, like, playing. I get all my cards for free. It's surprisingly not that hard to get stuff in that game. I've never felt the need, like, they've never twisted my arm where you should probably buy something. So I voluntarily bought one just because it was like, okay, I paid literally nothing for this game, so I'll buy one of these expansions with money. And then it's like, all right, now we're done. Back to everything for free, please. So,
right. It really depends on, like we were talking about earlier, what your commitment level is. Is hitting Legend in the first week?
Sure,
that's to you. If that is,
then maybe
you're buying decks.
Right? Yes, exactly. That's also valid. I get to like I've never hit legend, but I mean, I float around. Like if I actually play one, I'll float around at like 2 or 3 tier.
Yeah.
Like that. So it's like, okay, I'd need to win a bunch more, but at that point, if I lose, I drop level. If I win, I go up a level. So it's like I kind of stay, because I win like 50% of my games at best. So I kind of just bounce between the exact same 2 in the constellations. So I'm sure if I wanted to go higher than that, then it's like maybe like, okay, give us some money or something like that. But that's more dedication than I got for that. I'm too casual for that stuff.
Whenever I was playing Legends, it was literally when I'm bored at work, pop it up. My new current board game at work is Assassin's Creed Rebellion, but anyway, that's beside the point.
Derailing even further.
Yeah, that's what it was. Toilet game, it wasn't ever anything where I'm like, this is everything I gotta do, Which is also why I never got into Gwent much. Gwent was an amazing card game.
I've heard that.
Oh, it's so
That's
good.
from The Witcher, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
it's so good, but they never released it on iOS. It's PC or PC.
Oh,
that's it.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm sitting there going, that's great and all, but so much of the reason why I like card games is because I can play them on my phone.
Yeah.
I like being able to play them on my PC, which is great. But if I'm on my PC, why wouldn't I just log in and play The Witcher in the case
Exactly,
of,
yeah, that's
in that case,
or
yeah, no.
ESO
Right, instead of
the show.
Legends. I totally get that.
Yeah,
I mean,
and that's why I didn't play Legends originally until they released the iOS version.
Yeah.
Same with me. I was just kind of like, I'll just wait and see. And then once it came out on phone, it's like, I'll wait. Oh, I'm waiting for the chiropractor, or I'm killing time. Like I'm eating lunch or something like that, and I'll just pop my phone out and I'll play like Legends then. And that's
I'm waiting
the
for
it.
my group to get together for a trial. Pop it out.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so we're gonna ask for 40 minutes who's in and who's late, and I'll get in 5 games of Legends.
I mean, every now and then it's okay to, like, I did that sometimes just while I was at home in front of my PC. I played Hearthstone or Elder Scrolls Legends, but it's like every couple weeks once. It's as you said, why would I do that? I did play ESO and Hearthstone or Elder Scrolls Legends at the same time, though. Because it gives you
impressive.
time to think. Yeah, I mean, I would just drop a card, go farm whatever I was farming, wait for player to, like, the opponent to do whatever he's doing.
Oh, when they try to attrition you into quitting because you're so bored.
Yeah, but jokes on them, I was playing ESO on the side.
Yeah, I was gonna say, jokes on you. I got all the
Take all the time you need. All right, so rest of the news. We gotta mention a couple
we nailed
of things.
all the Legends stock.
Card games, they're nice.
Yes, they exist.
Can
Ruststone DLC is.
I say something else about card games?
No.
Yeah, sure. You know what? Why? At this
I
point, why
would
not?
love, and this actually goes into Legends a little bit more. I would love to see more tie-ins with the Elder Scrolls.
I would also love that.
In-game rewards for the Elder Scrolls Online.
Yes.
For doing things in Legends.
I think that would be
Didn't
really
that
cool.
kind of happen?
They did it with the
Doom
Wolf once if you bought the Dark Brotherhood.
Dark
But I mean, like, things you can... Yeah, buy an expansion here, get a wolf, do stuff in the game, play 500 hours of Legends.
Reach level 50. Like
that reminds me something.
And that's the
Lotus.
same with when...
Was it you who gave us a Doom Wolf to give away? And it never happened. That key is still somewhere in
is it really?
Twitter direct
So
messages.
it's kind of funny. That was the expansion I bought because I was like, I like this game and I'm not paying any money for the game. So I guess I'll buy this Dark Brotherhood expansion and since then I've literally just used gold to buy all the rest of them, like in-game gold. It's the only one I bought. I pre-ordered it, and then I was like, I also don't play ESO on PC, and this is a PC-only code. Here you go, Tales. So I just DM'd you my code. I was like, I have no use for this.
I sent it to Ag. Let me just blame him here. I sent it to Ag many times, and saying that, hey, we got a key to give away. How you want to do it? And it was like, he never did it.
No,
so.
Ark, if you were a good co-host, you'd have it now and be a perfect segue into giving it away.
Oh, man, that would be it.
Hold on.
Just
also, you are the
here's
co-host
some behind
now.
the scenes of before I was on the show.
Also, Ag, you are the co-host now. And I found it. I actually have it now. Open in my screen.
Let's give it away now.
Wow. Yeah, I was going to say. Anybody want
how do we do
to
this?
Doom Wolf in-game? It's actually pretty cool looking. I just couldn't use it.
I don't know how to... Like, how do you give away something, though? That's the problem.
Pick somebody.
Yeah,
Random... How do we randomly pick? That's what I'm asking. I don't have my bot in your chat, you know.
All right.
We can have...
I'll run the bot. That's fine. Give me a second.
It's PC.
It is not on... Yeah, it's oh, Swampy. That's my problem. It's PC only. That's why I originally gave it a year ago. But that was the problem. It was PC only. So I was like, oh, man, what do I do with this thing? All right.
Recording.
Oh,
yep, there it goes. Yeah, I was going to say, we got dead air, and there's that Doom Wolf thing in the show notes, which nobody can see, so ignore what I just said. It is for ESO.
yeah.
All right, so should we move on to news?
Yeah, we can move on. I'll pick up.
No, we don't. We can't move on. What's up with that giveaway entry name? I'm not.
When I have to run the bots.
Oh, wait, what?
Oh, no.
Dark is an Altmer. I didn't even see the tag that you need to type. Oh my god.
No.
And boom, right on top of it.
And now they're writing it down.
Yep,
Okay,
so there we go. So now there's some entries. So anyways,
all right,
21 release?
Yeah. Next Monday, which is going to be 20... Wait, this is 23, 24... 25th of
Yep.
February? We are in February, right?
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe we're already almost done with February.
Yeah. So 25th of February, Monday, update 21 will be dropping on live servers for PC, that is. As usual, consoles will get it probably after a couple of weeks.
Yeah, we get it 2 weeks later.
Yeah, you deserve it for playing on console.
That's fine. Thank you for beta testing.
Yeah, that's
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's a fair trade. You guys get it early, get less bugs.
Now, the important thing is, apparently, they are making some hardcore code-related changes to the database. And this will result in a possibly massive loading screen. It says literally 5-10 minutes to couple of hours. So there is no real... I mean...
That is a big window.
Yeah, you could be there for 5 minutes, which is, for me, kind of usual. Or you can be there for 2 hours just in a loading screen. And
you log in on the 25th and play on the 29th.
Yeah.
It's like how I used to play ESO all the time on my 56 or DSL connection. New patch. See you next week, guys.
Yep.
Now, this is apparently directly related to your bank items, inventory items, mail attachments, and things like that that everybody has. Since, well, obviously they are making it change the database, and they are all, well, stored in the database, whatever. And this means, okay, I'm gonna quote this. This means if you're able to clear out excess items in your inventory and attachments before maintenance begins Monday morning, or even just reduce them, this will greatly help the amount of loading the client will need to do. Additionally, once you are at the loading screen, please just wait until you've made it into the game. Closing the client will not speed things up. So, if you want to reduce your loading time and can give up on your items...
Nope.
Yeah, I don't think any of us can. At least...
Nope.
No.
Yeah.
I'll wait the 5 hours to keep that extra week.
To be fair, what I probably need to do, I had made a joke about just like pressing square on chickens or whatever to make chicken. I should just see how much scun fish I have from when I tried for Master Angler, which is probably just sitting in the craft bag from the periods where I've had the craft bag. So there's probably like 60,000 dead fish just sitting in my craft bag, and I can just turn them into fishy sticks and then sell all the fishy sticks for $1 a piece.
Why not? Yeah, good
Yeah.
work.
Save myself a couple days of loading.
If you are willing to give up your items, just reduce the amount of items you have in your inventory, bank, and things like that. And hopefully that will reduce the amount of time you need to load. Otherwise, just turn on Netflix, I suppose, while you're in the loading screen, catch up on movies and things.
Yeah, the Ted Bundy tapes are a great 4 hours you can kill.
Those were actually really interesting.
I actually watched them all last night because I wasn't feeling good.
Yep, my wife and I watched them last weekend.
Yeah, they're really interesting. I'm putting that out as something you can watch.
Speaking of things I was doing while playing Legends on the couch, take them to Bundy tape.
Right, so
wow, that works out.
Our other part of news is, well, they released the article for the PvP additions in Update 21, but we already talked about this, like the new map, the new weapons, things like that. However, they also do have the artwork for it as well, and let me see if I can bring this up on the stream real quickly, and the video as well, of course.
Especially because one thing, their art team is unreal good at this point.
Oh yeah, they are.
Like that is definitely one of the shining features of the team. Holy crap, their art team is good, and they just seem to keep getting better.
Okay, it didn't work, so
crushed it.
Yep, you will find the link to the article itself in the description below, and you can check it out. But the weapons and shields are really, really nice looking. Now, my main problem is these shields. I was talking about this with Lotus in the pre-show. The shields are probably going to be buckler-sized. Not like the Mercenary, not like the Ebonheart Pact shields, but more like...
No, well, they need to be huge, and I can just dig it into the ground, and I can just use it as
we all know the best shield is a two-handed sword.
Oh. All right, well that's it.
You
know, I'm going to allow that, but those runty shields. Ugh.
Also, mini networking and nerd. Shout out to the Elder Scrolls Lorecast new podcast coming out. They just followed us
welcome.
on Twitch. So.
Yes, I actually wanted to bring that up because I've listened to the episodes they produced. I was going to say, I actually met them through the Fallout Lorecast on an unrelated thing, and fantastic work over there. I was going to say, big fan, and great new podcast joining the ESO podcast fam.
Nice. Yeah, I only shout them out because I got the notification that they followed. I'm like, hey, there we go.
Yep, there they are. No, yeah, I actually saw them drop in. No, very, very good work. I like the format, and it's nice and concise for like lore chunks. That's always nice if you just want a little chunk of lore. You can listen to one of their episodes. So definitely recommend.
The number of how many ESO podcasts, or rather, Elder Scrolls podcasts we have in ESO
I know it's expanded from two to
well, it went from pre-launch where it was like,
oh my god,
Elder Scrolls Off the Record, and then us.
Yep, and then
like 30.
Yes.
And then after about a month or two of the game, back down to just ESOTR and us. And then for about 4 years, that was pretty much about it. I think maybe one or two would pop in, but that
was... the one that I liked for a while, I believe it's Ixter was his name.
Yeah.
He had a pretty Unchained. Yes, I enjoyed that quite a bit because they covered the PvP very heavily.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed that quite a bit, and then they unfortunately took off as well. And it was just like, oh, nope, back to 2. And then it was like they hit their stride once,
about 4 years into it, a whole bunch started coming back.
Yes.
Yeah.
And now we've got a whole nice family network of people.
Yeah.
Zevin in chat is asking about the video feed. I'm actually hosting the show, and the frame drops is because whenever I stream Tales of Tamriel, I experience frame drops. My voice is giving up.
He also goes through puberty again.
It's like in my own stream, everything is fine. If I test on DCN stream, everything is fine, like DCN channel. But as soon as I start streaming this specific show, my Streamlabs decides, okay, you know what, I'm gonna drop frames. So I apologize for that. I've been trying to fix it, trying out different things. I thought it was my CPU, but it's not, because I transferred half the load to my GPU instead. It's still dropping frames. So my next thing is calling my ISP, service provider, and asking them if they're doing some sort of maintenance at this time, because they expect everyone to be asleep. Because my time, it's 8 AM now. We are halfway into the show. So maybe they're like, no one's awake on Saturday mornings. So we are gonna do a maintenance and mess up the internet. But I guess we'll see. So yeah, I apologize for that. Nothing I can do at this specific moment, but I'll definitely work on that and hopefully get better.
Hopefully the audio at least holds for the recorded version and everything like that.
Oh yeah, recorded version doesn't experience issues as far as I can tell from the previous episodes. It has been fine. I'm recording locally, so
yeah, so there's a benefit of that.
Right. So
where
what
the hell
will
did we leave off?
Right, yes, PvP thingies, nice looking stuff. There's also a lion, tiger thingy.
Yes.
It's a mount. I have no idea what is this.
It's not a mount. It's people thought it was a mount, I saw, but it's a pet.
It's a pet,
okay. I heard. Yeah, it's a pet. It was originally thought to be a mount, but as far as I understand, it is actually a pet, not a mount.
Right. Okay. I can't tell what it is. It's like a mix between a cat and a tiger and a lion and then a senche.
Yeah.
And then a bit of everything else. Sort of like guars, but actually beautiful.
How dare you, sir? How dare you?
How dare you?
I had to.
I need a glove just to like
dueling glove
that I can throw down. Guars are beautiful. And we all know, we saw the Valentine's photo that was posted on
Twitter.
my
God, that was wonderful.
Gallesner is oh my god.
Shout out to Gallesner for his outrageous talent with making memes.
Honestly,
and the speed at which he can make them.
He's been getting so better at photoshopping those images as well. Like initially what he would do is, it was like paint, you know, he would just crop my head as a square and just put it there. Eventually he moved on to like a proper crop, like the shape, and then he ended up doing color corrections, blending, all the things.
Oh yeah.
That like he got better at Photoshop while memeing me.
To be fair, I think most of my friends who either do or don't play Elder Scrolls but listen to the show because apparently we're entertaining have I think have started to believe that, yeah, I know. Hey, I don't question people's taste. But
probably should at that point. I think it's valid.
Strong possibility on that. Actually, I think they're starting to think you actually just like guar.
Oh my god, it's wrong. No,
accurate.
I mean, you were quite pleased in that Valentine's picture, and the guar was giving you the side eye. I believe they were the bedroom eyes.
Just once, I sent Gallesner the emotes from my channel, but in basically massive resolution, because he was going to put them on a Space Marine, on a Blood Angel for Warhammer 40k. That's what he asked them for, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna send them to you in a higher resolution.
You fool.
Mistakes were made.
Ever since
sweet
then.
Summer child, you.
I mean, he did put that on a Blood Angel Marine, yes. But after that point, from that on, my face is now in all sorts of memes. That is just like they are being shared.
You are doing the Lord's work, Alistair. Yep. That's all I'm saying.
He puts them on my Discord. Geo takes it from there, shares it on Ophelia's Discord. And then from then on, like, it's shared on Twitter, it's retweeted by the other streamers, like Casual Ranger pitches in. It's
he's joined. He's joined in the cult of the guar as well. It moves around
with my face on it. There's no stopping.
I mean, that Lore Seekers run, I mean, they were a good, like, 14, 16 of us, and then there's the new one.
I was actually just watching the video from just in the pre-show. You're actually in chat. Oswampio. Yeah, I saw the video you sent me on Twitter.
Yep, he was the one who posted it. More guars. More guars, more fun.
Yeah, oh my god. So yeah, there's now no stopping the It wasn't a very romantic photo. It was a photo shoot. Also,
no, it was
James.
It was
you could tell
beautiful.
the love was there. Yeah,
James Stein just confused my brain. He went, all Guar must die, and I was like,
Well,
yeah, and then he went for the queen. And I'm
Oh,
like,
you know the last time you agreed with
Yes.
something in Discord? Yeah, double arrows. Arr,
Oh,
I can't
man.
by the Emperor.
yeah, that to be fair, that is super inside baseball. But if you're not on the Tales of Tamriel or Dungeon Crawler Network Discord, I strongly recommend it, as this
Just
type
join.
of nonsense continues all through that as well.
See, what happened there? Let me explain. What happened there
All
is...
I know is that you are an altmer.
No,
That's what you
no.
agree. Actually, I think I can find the link. Maybe.
Yeah, do you have a screenshot
If
of
you
that?
can,
I
yeah,
think
just
I
drop it in
do.
chat. So what happened is,
to.
for anyone who is not in Discord, I think it was Musclehead. I don't remember. I think it was Musclehead.
I think it might have been.
Because Musclehead is basically our queen blaspheming
Heretic.
Yeah, he's a queen supporter, and he's basically the default heretic of the channel. And he's been saying things like, oh, the queen is the best and things like that. And someone posted, well, it's actually Gallisner. He posted an image of a Space Marine from Warhammer 40k going like, he just enters the scene saying, how goes it? And then he sees the comment and he's like, by the Emperor. And I'm like, I was doing the, upwards arrow thing, pointing at that because I was agreeing with the heretic side of that comment. And what Gallisner did is that he just deletes the image. So now my arrows are pointing at Musclehead's queen preaching. So it looks like I'm... Oh, there you go. There's the link in chat.
Yep,
You're going to
there's the
actually
link.
put this in the description
That's
as
one
well.
of them.
Truly disgusting, honestly.
Yeah,
So-
it was.
Oh, it was Wandering Bard? Come
Yeah.
on.
Oh, what? That's what I mean. We just have everyone is on our side, Ark, except you, and somewhat Von Jameson. I don't know how I feel about that.
I mean, well, no, not everyone is on your side. I got a couple Team Arkhaniir supporters.
There were,
And they exist, okay? They exist. They got my
it's
back.
true. I have noticed that there are a few floaters at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're
floaters. That it describes them.
Yep.
That describes them perfectly.
But yeah, basically that image is what happened. And I ended up, it now looks like I was like, yeah, he's right. I
I am an
Gallisner.
altmer.
See, I couldn't even bring myself
Yeah,
to
he
say
posted that, and then he posted the by the Emperor.
Yep. See, there you go. Vaughn is in
Vaughn
chat.
is in Team Ark, but he just said for the queen, so it's even more confusing now.
So that's what I mean. Those are the people that are supporting you.
Yeah, see, that's the quality of people you have. You have 80 supporters agreeing with you, which seems fitting now that I think about it, because,
Honestly, I'm cornered, and I've got...
I'm cornered.
I mean, this looks bad. I can see how this looks bad.
I am not an elf, and yet all the elves are like, Arkhaniir is fantastic. Yes.
I feel like, in movies and like TV series, the main character is trying to help someone, and he gets like, just when he enters the murder scene, crime scene, all the cops and SWAT and the military just barges in, and he's like caught red hand. He's like standing over dead
While
bodies.
giving people CPR, so you're covered in their blood.
Yeah, exactly. And he's like, I know how this looks. I know it looks bad. But I can explain. Yeah, I mean, he's...
Yeah, I can explain. Yeah, he can.
Yep.
He's the whole guy. He's the whole lady who married Ted Bundy at the end. He's a wonderful person.
Couldn't have done it.
Oh man.
And that's the news. No.
That's the news. Yeah, that was the news. So Aggelos and I don't have any Tales actually.
No.
Am I correct in that? Yes. I'm waiting for the new DLC to drop.
I signed in and I missed a bunch of days to get my. Whatever.
I actually gave up on Morrowind.
Didn't miss much this month.
Well, I still don't have the costume, even though it's a female costume, and I have no females. But I like to collect it because I'm a collector. I can still make it as long as I don't miss any more days.
Okay, so you're on the last shot.
But I'm right on the cusp.
Yep.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
A lot of it was because I'm like, I thought I signed in, but then did I sign in? I think I did. Okay. But yeah, that's really about it. I mean, I did boot up Skyrim again though.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well,
nice.
There can be. Oh, I have a Skyrim tale. I actually have a Skyrim tale.
See, now we're talking.
So all I did was I wandered around the cave and I punched the bear to death.
Wait, the intro cave thing?
Yeah, the intro cave.
Yeah, I love that.
I punched the bear to death. I just
that's a bold strategy with the bear.
Yeah.
Since you're level nothing.
That's a bold move. Let's see how it plays out, Cotton.
Yes, seriously. Yeah. Like, well, I don't have any skills yet. I'm gonna punch that bear right in the face. I'm gonna
punch the bear right in the face. Yeah, it worked.
So, in my Skyrim playthrough, I am going through, bearing through the Dawnguard storyline again. Now, the reason I'm saying bearing through,
I gotcha.
I will punch you.
Like I did the bear.
Now, the reason I'm saying bear through is that Serena is so annoying. Oh my god.
I love Serena. I think she's so cool.
She might be cool when you are not playing with...
She's got my old angsty teenage emo heartthrob going, and I think that's probably what it is the fact that she's like the epitome of like the Evanescence girl like 15 years ago. No.
The problem with
Amy Lee, I think her name is. I don't know.
Sounds about right.
Anyway,
yeah. The problem with her is she attacks everyone.
Brink. Well, yeah, she does.
She attacks everyone. I'm trying to talk to someone. Suddenly, Serena is shooting lightnings. They're like normal, just random animals. Serena is fighting them. She's constantly complaining. She's constantly killing people that I don't want to kill. And I can't stop it. I keep like shouting her away, and she just comes running back. She's not even angry. But so yeah, I'm also using realistic needs and diseases, Frostfall, camping and things like that. So
the hardcore playthrough.
Yeah, it's a lot of survival. Like I get hungry, I get tired, I get thirsty, I get cold and pass out or die. So a lot of these things. So and I'm trying to go from the Harkon's castle back to the Dawnguard fort. Now the thing is, that's a long road, and I'm not using fast travel. So I thought I'd go through Labyrinthian, because that's a quick passage. Like if you go through Labyrinthian, you get out of the cold places and end up in Hjalmarsh and Rift area, and from that on you can just take a straight road all the way to Fort Dawnguard. Now the thing is, Labyrinthian is cold as Oblivion if it was cold.
Cold Harbor.
Cold Harbor, yeah, I guess. Yeah. It's even worse than that, apparently, because whatever I do, I keep passing out. So I end up in a fireplace somewhere, because there's an option in Frostfall. You can either die when you are too cold due to hypothermia, or you can tick an option and your companion brings you somewhere safe. In this case, it makes sense because Serena is a vampire and technically she shouldn't feel cold, considering she doesn't have a heartbeat to begin with. So in this sense, it kind of makes sense that she can withstand the cold and bring me to somewhere that is not that I'm dying. So I checked that option. Eventually, I figured
out. I have the Viking song in my head. If I had a heart.
We are not singing, Ak. We are not doing that.
Yes, we are.
Promethean isn't here to sing in Arkhaniir.
Can you imagine? If I had a heart,
Oh no.
Make a note of that. That needs to be him when he comes back.
Oh yeah. Well,
We'll just have
there
a
we
song list. He can have a set list, one per show.
I want to hear him sing "Firework" by Katy Perry and Argonian.
So yeah, eventually I make it there with not dying instantly. So I say, you know what? While I'm here, I'm gonna go into Labyrinthian, because I forgot the lore of it and things like that. And I
assume you don't have all the masks, right?
No.
Yeah, because that takes forever.
Yeah. So I jump in there, and I go into the labyrinth, and I'm trying to figure out what to do. And I figure out what to do. I take the text, the clues or the riddle, and I figured out. I go in there. I go traverse the entire labyrinth. Ins and outs. I end up fighting the Daedra and summoned creatures because the trial of the conjuration, whatever thing. I kill them. Nothing happens. I go back in there. I do it all over. Nothing happens. I do it in a different order. Nothing happens. I grab the items from left and right that are basically randomly scattered in the labyrinth. Nothing happens. I go back out there. I find a Draugr, Overlord, Deathlord, whatever. I grab a dagger. That is custom made. I go back into the labyrinth. I stab things with the dagger. Nothing happens. I go back out there. I find a wooden mask. And I'm like, okay, well, this is something. Nothing happens. I go back into the labyrinth. Nothing happens. I complete the entire thing again. Nothing happens. I find the ceremonial gate. I try to open it with the items that I have. Nothing happens. I complete the entire thing over again. Nothing happens. This goes on for 2-3 hours.
Heck?
Apparently, it's a Mage's Guild part.
Oh, you were trying to do the part. Oh, God.
And I'm just locked away from doing it because it's a Mage's Guild thing.
Because it's part of the actual mage. I forgot they bring you to Labyrinthian for, you join the students there.
And
That's right.
I threw myself at the Labyrinthian for 3 hours expecting something to happen over and over and over again, only to find out I'm locked away from it because it's a Mage's Guild questline.
Well, look at it this way. At least if you do the Mage's Guild questline now, it shouldn't be too hard to summon that bone dragon dude who's down there. The normal dragon who you can kill, and he's sort of... I don't know how I never understood how he's down in that cave to begin with.
I don't know. I never did it before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't understand it. So that's one of the things I never quite knew what the hell was going on.
I've been sad ever since. That's my tales.
That's my tales. Also, Scoot, that might be a tale I took to my grave. Yeah,
and yeah, there were actually people in chat. They were watching me, and no one said.
So there's an archive of this. We should totally grab.
Oh.
No one said you can't do this. This is a Mage's Guild part because I was like, don't give me spoilers, and
so they were just watching your heart slowly break.
Yeah, and someone finally was like, yeah, you can't open that. This is a Mage's Guild storyline. I'm like, I've been at this for 3 hours. Why haven't you said so? And they were like, you said no spoilers.
Hey, no spoilers, man.
Yeah.
Totally a spoiler. We'll spoil the Mage's Guild. It's rude.
So, yeah. That happened.
Oh, you totally had tales. Those are great.
Yeah, those are fantastic.
I had locked this away.
Tales of Aggelos and Arkhaniir.
Oh, don't worry. Arkhaniir snuck his way in.
Oh, man.
Oh.
He's in the middle of my tales.
Okay, take it away, Lotus.
I added him in the middle.
I will say Arkhaniir still has a bounty.
I'm not surprised.
So
by
wait,
that
hold on. Yeah, how much?
What is he down to? Do you know, or at least the last time
when I
checked?
last looked, it was like 800,000.
Okay, so it's almost clear,
It's
which
almost
actually makes sense. So it's probably dropping about $1 million a day.
Something like that. Yeah.
Something like that, yeah. That's so ridiculous. Let's see. What do I have for Tales? Okay. Last time we recorded, several of my team was in chat because everybody was super gung-ho, myself included, as I'm trying to do the last piece of vet content I hadn't done. So we finally got the old crew back together to do Vet Black Rose Prison blind with 3 damage and me as a tank. So I'm finding a new team, and
Quit.
So, wow, that devolved real fast. So, first and foremost, for anybody who hasn't been in Black Rose Prison, it is no joke, at least for what they hit you with.
Yeah.
I mean, it was definitely like, wow, okay, this is not screwing around. My team, we kind of stopped after about an hour and a half because I think I was the only person who was still like, hey, no, we're totally making progress, because we were. But everybody else is like, this is miserable and this is fun. I'm tired of being murdered by everything. And they're like, there were a couple situations where I was tanking something, and it would, as I'm trying to turn it to a wall, the AoE impact would hit me so hard, I'd be like, oh man, that hit pretty hard, and it killed the DPS behind me. I'm like, whoops. It's like, yeesh, that's not good. So yeah, that kind of devolved pretty quick. So hoping to get another group together, I've been talking to people who don't mind just bashing their head into a wall for hours on end while we try to beat it. But I will say, at least out the gate, definitely a kudos to Finn. Yikes, man. That is... yeesh. I do like the sigils in it, though, because it's set up like Maelstrom, where you get the, what is it, speed?
Speed, damage, res everybody.
And then the deflection shield thingy.
Right, I think so.
Well, yeah, so the deflection shield thingy seemed very useful. Again, we were doing this blind, so I don't have like tactics down for this really, as we were figuring it out on the fly. The res everything one, that is awesome. Like, that is a really cool addition to whatever that replaced from Maelstrom. I don't remember what it was that it replaced.
Speed?
Yeah, maybe, because that was the only moment of heroism thing. Everybody got nuked, and I was like, oh crap, and I ran over, and it has an achievement if you can res the whole team at once, which I did, and they got up to immediately be one shot back down. And I was like, okay, well, never mind, everybody, we're dead.
That's why it lasted.
Which arena did you end up giving up at?
So my DPS officially said, screw this isn't fun, at the first arena boss. So that was as far as we got, and I was like, all right, I guess we're done then.
Sounds accurate.
Yeah. I
heard
never
seen the
Betty
second
Netch one.
one. Yes.
So I heard from one of the people in my new group that we're planning, he has not gotten past, none of the people in the planned group none of them have gotten past that.
Yep.
And these people are like good. Like, these are some of the people I've done. They were part of my vet, like Asylum, Sanctorum run, my vet Cloud restaurants. They're all flawless conquerors. Like, these guys are totally no joke type of thing. And they're like, that Betty Netch destroyed us. I'm just like, that is really awkward to hear.
We went in there with a similar team. Ophelia, Geo, and Zeri. Now, Geo and Zeri collectively put over, well, it changes, but somewhere between 90k to 120k DPS. Just 2 of them. And Ophelia herself is generally between 30 to 40k DPS. So, collectively they have almost over 150k DPS. And I'm a good tank, okay? I'm proud to be a good tank whenever I'm on a good day. Which is not always.
Not had very many good days lately, huh?
Yeah. I've been having a bad day since the last 5
Shots
years.
fired.
But we go in there, and with this group, we've completed pretty much everything without a healer. We've done Bloodroot, we've done Blood Moon, we've done March of Sacrifices,
Oh, yeah.
Falkreath Hall, whatever, all kind of stuff. We went into the Black Rose prison. We tried it on normal first. It took like 10 minutes. Everything died. Everything burned away so fast. So we were like, okay, well, let's go veteran. First arena, it was okay. We struggled a bit, but we passed it. That second arena final boss. Oh my god. So what happens is, the boss shoots arrows at you. Just like a light attack. If you get hit, it drops a poison on you. And it never goes away. Never. It's not a damage over time. It's damage over forever until you are dead. And it stacks every time. So you have to avoid the arrows. If by any chance anyone, by mistake, does a very little damage to one of the net jellies that flying around, it gets angry and smacks you with a lightning bolt that deals like 10-15k damage to me. It generally one-shots the DPS.
Yep.
There are spiders that jump onto you and suck up your like stamina, whatever thingies. There are cliff riders that dives into you and hits for a lot of damage.
I heard are awful.
Then hold, it's not over yet. Then there's
more horror.
The boss throws vines at you, like the tree roots at you. You get stuck, you get damage over time, you get hit by everything while you are stuck in there, and you have to dodge roll out or break free, whatever. There is a Hajmota that keeps charging around punching people. There are trolls summoning. That fight is F you, Finn.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a clip of me getting hit by everything at the same time within a 5-second frame. It's like, I get, like, immobilized by the vines, hit by arrow, Cliff Rider dives in, Hajmota goes underground, hits me from underground, and the Netch hits me with a lightning bolt, and it's like, dead, obviously. I mean, it's not meant to be done without a healer.
I've heard that. The other thing, which I mean, logistically, I got some of the reasoning. Like a couple of the DPS were just like, okay, like, does everything need to just do the most catastrophic damage imaginable? Because the final fight with the thing, where you've got the main boss in the middle and it does the fire wheel that comes out. I thought that was actually pretty neat, because then you're dodging the mechanics while dodging that. I thought that was creative. But then when the boss was free roaming around, the thing was, the main boss has like a Dragon Knight thing. I believe she hits you with like a fire whip or the lava whip thing. And it hit my shield and it was like, whoa, that thing does a lot of damage, right? Okay, so I had to like, so it whacks one of the DPSs, and it was like, can my lava whip do 86,000 damage? Because this dude's way better than. And I'm like, yeah, it just, everything hits so hard for it. Yeah. And I think that was irritating people, was just even the most trivial attacks were just destroying people. And it seemed like it just people weren't in the mood for whatever it was. But I was like, okay, well, this is not going well, so we're just going to move on. So
I mean, I enjoy content like this.
I do too, and I actually was having fun with it.
Yeah.
Because I didn't feel like we were stalemated to the point where like we can't do this. It was more like
everyone else did, though.
Yeah, everybody. And that was the thing. I was like, look, if I could pull off like that 4-man, like the res thing that got everybody back up, the problem was everybody got back up, and before they knew what was happening, it was again. Yeah. The only part of Black Rose Prison I don't like, and there was one thing design-wise I was not a huge fan of. When you res, you got you come back as ghosts. So if you don't get out of the door into the pit while you're a ghost, the door shuts, so you cannot fix your armor.
Oh.
You cannot re-equip skills. You cannot switch gear, because it immediately starts the fight again. So as soon as you res, all the ghosts need to mad dash to get to the door. And the one that we quit on was half the people got out and half of us were stuck in there. And we were like, oh, screw this. And that was the point where I think it just broke everybody's spirit and was like, no more, I can't take this. So yeah, it was definitely an FU Finn kind of day with that, because that did not go well.
But I'll one day go back in there.
Oh yeah,
I mean, we tried it
I'm
one day.
hoping to maybe this weekend, but we'll see.
Everyone was like, oh yeah, we'll get back together next week and give it another shot. Never happened. Never happened.
Thing is, I've never seen one thing strike so much fear into so many people. Like, I'll mention it in guilds that normally are like, oh yeah, let's run, hard mode, whatever, or oh yeah, we'll do a Vet Cloud Rest run or whatever. And I mentioned Black Rose Prison, and people are like, no, I won't even do that on. I'm like, what? They're like, no, it's not fun. I don't want to do that.
It is insanely difficult. I mean, yeah, it's so many things and everything. Even that little spider deals so much damage. It's like it gets up to you and you're like
so hard.
You're poisoned and something like that. Oh my god. Yeah. Black Rose Prison is Dark Souls of Elder Scrolls Online. I guess.
That's just it. It's like, so I would like to go back in, but still, it's just need to get a team who's willing to just get cooled on for a while.
I actually made a new build just for it. I mean, it goes up to 50k health and 34k resistances, with still having like 24k stamina.
Yep,
it's just for that specific boss fight.
Yes, just
so I can take damage and not actually die, maybe, perhaps, possibly.
There's an outside chance that I will roll dice and roll a live.
Yeah.
So good. Just saying.
But yeah, that was the main thing I did. I hilariously got recognized from the show in a pug dungeon. That was pretty funny. Hey, you're one of the people from the podcast on Elder Scrolls, right? I was like, yup, this is
and
weird.
You're one fan. That's awesome.
Yeah, I was like, okie dokie, this is strange. And what's more is you play on PS4. How peculiar. It's like, all right, well, this is neat. So that was just kind of funny. Let's see. Then the other reference to Legends, because apparently this is just the side game show. I managed to ace my first arena in Legends, which...
Oh, you got all 9?
I got all 9 without a single loss. It's the first time I've done it, which is why I'm like, I'm all right, but I'm getting at least somewhat better. And the best part about it was all my winnings were enough to buy the first chapter of the Sheogorath expansion.
Oh, nice.
So I was like, well, this is just win-win-win. Like, this is great. So I hope to, start that pretty soon. But yeah, that was my accomplishment in that. I had never managed to pull off an ace before, so I like that.
I've only ever done it one time.
Really? Yeah, that was I've always come close. Like, well, not always. Sometimes I get routed, but I've come close many times. I always get one loss. Through something stupid I do, or I just get outplayed or whatever. I always screw up at least once, and I was so psyched I finally did it without messing up. And then
default.
Yeah, and the only other thing I have would be the Tales of Guaranir, which is in the middle of my notes, so that Ark wouldn't notice it when I was typing them earlier.
I actually didn't notice. Yeah,
I know. I type them in usually while we're talking about something else. Guaranir has officially hit level 50 and it's CP now. So he is CP 1030 or whatever the hell he is.
God, it's actually better than my main character too.
I was going to say, so I believe he's higher level real Arkhaniir. So
yeah,
Guaranir is now the actual.
So that pretty much means that Arkhaniir is the clone now. He is the clone of Guaranir.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's correct.
Sounds accurate.
I'm not even gonna respond.
That was pretty good that happened. I just did it on I was randomly playing through the story, which the only real thing. So I'm going through the main story as a refresher, like I had mentioned, for the main Soul Burst quest. I don't know if I can stress this enough. if you don't play that first, you're doing it wrong. That is the best way to start this game. Like, I know if people are excited about Morrowind when it came out, people were excited about Somerset when it came out. I love being able to go every Tamriel with the one Tamriel thing. Elsewhere looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. Do not jump directly into that if you have not played the Soulburst quest. Yeah. It's so good, and it makes the rest of the game click better. I wish they would kind of focus more on people being like, no, start here, because it's way easier to do. You don't need to do it every 5 levels like you did back at launch to trigger the next story thing. You can just do it all at once. It's Cold Harbor's long, but the rest of it's not that bad. Like, it's I don't know. I guess I kind of forgot how good the Soulburst main storyline, because it's really good.
It is really good.
Yeah, I actually had forgotten how much I enjoyed it. So if you're listening and you're new, I strongly suggest just do the Harborage stories, I believe what it's technically called in game. That's a great place to start. It gives you all the basics, and it's a fantastic story. So,
yep. And here's the thing as well. With the update 21, I believe we are getting the zone guide as well, story guide.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that should help the new players a bit as well in terms of following the right story path and not just doing one from each end of the story and getting confused.
Yeah, because, oh man, going back in, I was just like, man, all the other things click so much better if you just do the hard. Like, it all makes so much more sense. But yeah, that's it for my accomplishments in game.
All right. Well, we have. Oh no, you have the networking in Nern.
Oh yes. Oh God, I'm so sorry. You have to listen to me talk more, buddy. So, our networking in Nern this week is a pretty fantastic, just all around Twitch streamer. You saw him on the ESO Elsewhere reveal. It would be Ninja614. He's that on everywhere, Twitter, Twitch, all the things. The running joke is that he's a pretty big deal to himself and his own community, which I always liked. But Ninja614, anybody who doesn't know him, I mean, he's pretty well known in the community at this point. I actually had a nice long chat with him just to kind of I like to give kind of like a bullet point of the person we're talking about. The one benefit to Ninja is he's not kind of like a bandwagon, I jumped on with ES, whatever. This dude, he started playing Elder Scrolls before I did, and I'm usually considered one of like the old school Elder Scrolls people because I started like Morrowind style, and even that's early for some. He apparently played Arena and Daggerfall when they were relevant, so that is like... that is as old school as it gets. But other than him, he's part of the stream team. He's that's his thing now. He's a full-time streamer. Super inviting chat. He usually tanks. That's kind of his thing as well. But he's if you ever want advice or stuff like that, his streams are super new player friendly. But when I asked him what he kind of was proud of, he didn't mention that he got partnered quick, which he said he was very honored by because he got partnered like 5 months. He was like, that was kind of incredible that people were so supportive. But he kind of took that and tries to support everybody back, which is pretty admirable from somebody who's gotten a decent amount of success so quickly. Last year, him and several of his efforts, he's in a lot of charity marathons, they raised $13,400 for varying charities in 2018, which is pretty crazy. And in terms of direct relation to me, my Level Up for Lungs event, which I, had to help my friend get a lung transplant last year, right around 4 a.m. when I was blisteringly tired from a 24-hour marathon and still had 2 hours left and I was becoming delirious. He amazingly ran a stream. He had been in there earlier, ran a stream, got everybody in there, and then raided my channel at 4 a.m. with like almost 800 people who came in and just donation bombed the hell out of the charity, which was a great way to wake me up and everything like that. But it was really nice that he would do that. That was actually one of my first interactions I had with him. He had heard about it, and I asked him for some ideas on how to network better. Mm-hmm. And as a result, he gave me plenty of advice and then did that for me, which I still appreciate even to this day. You know, that meant a lot for me. And, you know, our friend is still recovering from her surgery and everything like that. But it was him as well as everybody else in the ESO fam that kind of helped that charity effort go off, because we basically blew away what we intended to raise that day. So he is, other than being a pretty funny guy, he's a dude. And what with my efforts toward trying to do charity stuff through Twitch, he does the same. So figured I would give him a shout out this week, and you'll probably see him on more ESO related main events, as he's a pretty entertaining guy. And during the post interview with him and Jibs, Gina looked like she was squirming quite a bit trying to deal with his ridiculous comments about having a Lyris mount and everything else in game. So
it's the beard. You didn't mention the beard. He's got one very awesome impressive beard. Yeah.
Yes.
But he plays an Argonian, so that's...
Yeah, I know. He meta tanks.
No, I think it's not because it's meta either. I think he likes Argonians.
It's just so efficient. So that potion buff, my god, it's so good.
I mean, I was asking him about, actually, when I was trying my Warden tank, I was asking him about some ideas, because my Warden tank was getting smacked around like a fly. I was like, yeah, I'm using this set. And he's like, okay, I'm using this set. Okay, my champion points are like this. Okay, well, everything seems fine. What race are you? And I'm like, Nord. And he's like, well, you gotta be an Argonian. And I'm like, I'm not gonna be an Argonian. Then he just went, yep, there's nothing you can do then. you are lost. So, yeah. But Ninja is definitely an amazing guy. Except he's an Argonian.
Yeah. Well, at least he's not an Ulmer.
Oh, yeah, that is true.
We have one of those on the show already. So.
See, and now you're in charge arc, so you can't even dramatically leave.
Yeah, I just realized that. I almost did that with a reflex, but can't even do that. Even do that.
Now you're in charge.
I can drop you off the call. That's an option.
That's true. You can just deactivate us one by one.
Yeah, but I control when the stuff gets uploaded, so I could like splice in commentary before I push it to live. So,
See, I like this. This is
like a standoff.
Perception here.
I can literally take the audio you send me, and every other time where you say, I play a Nord, I'll just like, I play Altmer. I really love Altmer.
That would be phenomenal.
Every time I play Altmer.
It's weird that he says it in the same tone. Yeah, no, that's just how we talk.
Yeah. Very robotic all the time.
Yep, See, it's weird.
I took over the show. Now I need to take over the entire network.
I know. That's the thing. You need to. You're going to need to try to steadily take over the
network. With great power
comes
comes great responsibility.
I've noticed that. I've noticed that editing these takes so much more time than I imagined initially.
And
I did multiple of them.
Yeah. Well, I figured there had to be a reason why you were like, yeah, no, that's totally fine. I'm running short on time. No, you can totally do this.
There's apparently...
You think I should have warned him? No!
Yeah. I didn't want to edit anymore, so of course I didn't warn him.
Yeah, he's like, hey, I'll do it. All right.
Yeah, that's great.
I feel like doing the Hunger Games.
Well, before we actually end the show, we have an email. And we haven't had one of those in a while, so... Actually, do one of you want to read it? Because my throat is... I don't want to start coughing in the middle of this.
I vote Lotus.
Oh, God, but everybody's had to listen to my voice for so long.
I already just recorded 2-hour podcast before
that's
this.
true.
I'm
Okay,
talking
I'll,
like
I'll read
Arcus.
it. It's fine.
Okay.
Wow,
All right.
you guys.
I just feel bad for people needing to listen to my droning for so long.
So this is from Shazta McG. Okay, this is why I shouldn't read. McG, is it McG?
I don't know. I don't
Okay,
remember.
well,
I know I got the email, but I don't remember sending it.
We are gonna say Shaz. So this is titled "Thank You / Show Suggestion." First, thank you for the podcast. I've been playing ESO now for 3 months and have caught up on all the podcasts while at work. Love everything I heard. Any chance of an episode that covers a little more general tips and tricks, etc. for newer players? It seems like there's a large amount of new players every day trying the game out. Just take a peek at Reddit every day. There's a new player asking about the game, etc. Just a thought. Either way, keep up the good work. Thank you so much for sending
Tip
a mail.
number 1. Do not play an Altmer like Ark. He knows it's a mistake, but he's invested.
Yep.
Tip number
Also,
2. Do
rule
not
number
trust
2.
anything Aggelos says, because everything is a lie.
Rule number 2.
No, I
Get
said-
a Guar mount. They're the best mounts.
They're objectively faster. And
They
can
are.
hold more.
Because their legs move, it gives you the feeling that they're faster. So
Yep.
yeah, Guar.
Don't get a Guar. Guars are wrong. They were created by an evil lab experiment that went wrong. So, but yeah, all right. So, general tips and tricks. We can do that possibly, but I would suggest also checking out the. Oh my God! What was Kyle's podcast? What is it?
Oh, the tenants.
Tenants, yes, the Tenants
Yes.
podcast. Their first many episodes were actually fully focused on new players, and they explain add-ons, leveling, storyline, follow.
Arguably, so were ours.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you go
I guess that's
way back.
Yeah, but here's the thing. It's so
Yes.
way back. Things are different. I mean,
The difference is that some of the newer podcasts, they can do a lot of that because they're new. We're going on
Oh yeah,
6 years
This
now,
will be the
so-
6th year. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you do need to scroll back 5 years episodes.
to
Yeah, but
get to new content. Yeah,
Right.
this is what a new player should do.
Also, we'll
Yeah.
mention also not me because I wasn't on the show. They'll mention veteran ranks.
I
Don't pay
wasn't
any
on the
attention
show
to that.
either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't pay any attention to
That's
that.
not a thing
It was a
in-
better time in the ESO world, but yeah, no. don't.
No, actually, honestly, I hated veteran ranks, man. Grinding
love
them
them.
was insane.
I don't know. I was kind of indifferent to the veteran ranks things. They were just very long in between.
I saw them
do
as
the
gear
CB.
progression.
Yeah.
I saw it as gear progression.
See,
you know,
that's the thing. I don't like gear progression. I don't like progression. I don't like anything that makes me grind the same thing again.
I don't like games.
You know what? All these playing things. Actually, though, on that note, yes, it kind of, it helps to get some basis of what you're going to be playing or whatever. But one thing that I can suggest, which a lot of people have asked me when I stream or just when I'm on other people's things, and other people like Kyle echo this sentiment because it's kind of the way to go. Don't worry so much about pushing for endgame and min-maxing what you're going for. This game has an immense amount of very, very well-written stories and really cool design.
Arguably the best part of the entire game.
Yes, I agree.
Narratively, it's one of the best narrative.
Their
MMOs
writing
out
team
there.
is phenomenal. So it's funny. You can make whatever character you want and make it work. And within reason, you can respec a decent amount. So get accustomed to the game by playing through the game. You don't need to rush toward anything. And are any of us meta characters for what we're technically supposed to be? I don't think
Oh,
a
no.
one of us are, right? Yeah.
No.
So that's the thing. I have no experience with MMOs prior to ESO. I sort of actually it seems like I might be becoming one of the meta people just by default with the race changes. But I've done stuff just how I normally play Elder Scrolls games, and you can make the game work the way you want. It's very open-ended. You don't need to min-max to get through content. Can it help? Sure. Is it necessary? No. You can really get through a decent amount with practice. Just enjoy the stuff and don't worry about gear until you're at least champion point 160. Part of that, just do what you want, explore stuff. There's a skill advisor in the game that kind of leans you towards stuff. You kind of tell it what you want to do, and it'll direct you in that direction, so to speak. So that would be my advice, is kind of just enjoy the game for what it is for a while. Once you get into hard content, then worry about how to gear. But there's no rush to that.
Yeah, definitely not.
Yeah. I mean,
and do your writs.
do your
writs.
Yeah. Crafting writs is definitely the way
Yes.
to riches and more riches.
Yep.
I mean, we can
Even if you
definitely
go
add
slow.
in a tip section, just little stuff we go through. but
Yeah, I
definitely.
could-
Yeah,
be
like
nice, I
as we
suppose.
go, just like a little tidbit here. That actually might not be a bad. Think of it
Yeah.
into them.
Yeah, we'll just maybe every show we'll do a tip. We'll
Yeah.
talk about it.
A little add on.
Yep.
But yeah, I guess our first tip would just be don't rush, enjoy the incredibly well written story, and you'll eventually get to where you need to be.
And do your freaking writs.
Yeah, and do your
Do your
writs.
writs.
Even if they're just level 1 writs, they're still super valuable.
Yep.
They are.
All right. Well, let's see if we missed anything. Doesn't seem like it, so we can wrap the show up. Lotus, where can people find you?
I am LotusofDoom pretty much everywhere except Twitch. As you can see that I'm LotusOD in Twitch because, again, it's still hasn't happened.
Saga of LotusofDoom.
Yeah. One day I will get my Twitch.
His grand
Switch.
quest.
Yes, that's my real life quest. My real soul burst. But yeah, I'm pretty much everywhere. I'm usually on Twitter or Discord as Lotus of Doom. And if you ever have any questions or just want to shoot some stuff at me, feel free. I am there.
And Aggelos.
I'm last, remember?
No. I'll do the outro.
You're gonna do the outro.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
Well, this
All
time,
right, well,
this time it will work.
Arkhaniir going for the quest here.
You can follow me at every place Ark is gonna just say.
Okay, well. All right, this time it happens. It's happening. Let's go.
Seriously, I'm literally just
No.
everything that he's gonna say.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, you can follow everything we do over at dungeoncrawlernetwork.com. There you can find links to all of our social media, including Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. Be sure to check out our Patreon at patreon.com/dungeoncrawlernetwork if you want to help support the show, as well as consider leaving us a 5-star review on iTunes, so people know that we are a real podcast, that we say real words, and sometimes it matters. I said worlds again. I did it again. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Tales of Tamriel. We'll see you next time, and hopefully I'll nail the outro as well. Have a good night.
Pretty close. See you later, everybody. Thanks for stopping by.
When Akatosh slew Lorcan, he ripped his heart right out. He hurled it across Tamriel, and the heart was heard to shout, red diamond, the heart and soul of men. Red diamond, protect us till the end. The laughing heart sprayed blood afar, a gout on Seer it fell, and like a dart shot to its mark down in an alien well. Magicka fused the Lorcan blood to crystal red and strong. Then wild elves cut and polished it down to Chimel at a ball. Red diamond, the heart and soul of men. Red diamond, protect us till the end. When elves lost Nirn to men, Akatosh gave the stone to Saint Alesh in token of her right to sit the throne. Red diamond, the heart and soul of men. Red diamond, protect us till the end. Red diamond, protect us till the end.